Tonight, from Miami, Florida, the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Florida Marlins play Game 3 of their 4-game series. It's the final night game of the year, of course. The Buccos and the Fish will complete the 2010 schedule tomorrow afternoon. The Pirates winning last night to even the series. This is a 4-gamer as we end the 2010 campaign from Sun Life Stadium in Miami. Greg Brown along with John Wehner and The Rock here. Rock, the Pirates got the win last night. They were thrilled about that, but maybe even more so the fact that Chan Ho Park got the victory.
Yeah, Chan Ho Park hasn't been a Bucco for long, but obviously what he did last night is he broke a record, the most wins of any Asian-born pitcher. Hideo Nomo, who came to the States with a lot of fanfare, was Rookie of the Year, did some pretty amazing things with the Dodgers. Chan Ho Park also with the Dodgers, but has become a reliever and probably made a name for himself with the Phillies out of the bullpen, but had a big win last night. John Russell gave him the opportunity, 3 fantastic innings, and now he is the all-time leader as far as Asian-born pitchers. 3 perfect innings of relief, easily his best outing of the year. He struck out 6. He said he had extra focus, and that makes for better motivation. And after the game, we talked to Chan Ho Park about this achievement.
About 3 years ago, I thought I'm done for my career, but I was making my goal. 1, 2, 3, the number and the Asian record was Hideo Nomo had, but somebody told me, and I have 7 games left for the Asian record be tied. So maybe I can quit. Maybe I try it again. So I tried again. I made it in the last 3 years. I have fun a lot. Especially last year, I went to the World Series with the Phillies. And then this year, I had a trade from the Yankees, and now with the Pirates, I made it 124. It's very special for me.
I can't be more proud of him. I mean, it was a really special moment for him, I know, and the club was really rallying behind him, and it's just, I know it's a dream come true for him. So it's a special moment for us.
And our PNC achievement, you hear from John Russell there about that achievement last night. Chan Ho Park becoming the all-time Asian-born player in terms of wins in the major leagues. One up now on Hideo Nomo, and his career is not over. Chan Ho Park will certainly continue to pitch in the big leagues, or so it would appear to be, especially after that fine performance last night. And he's been pitching very well as a member of the Pittsburgh Pirates. We'll talk about the starting pitchers tonight. For the Buccos, it's Charlie Morton. He'll be opposed by Jorge Sosa. We'll talk pitchers next from Florida. The Buccos and the Marlins, Game 3 coming up. Game 3 of the 4-game series, the Pirates and the Florida Marlins. Pirates try to make it 2 in a row over the Fish. Greg Brown back with John Wehner. And John, I don't know that any pitcher needs a better start than Charlie Morton does tonight. He would love to finish strong, especially his last outing of the year. Tonight he gets that opportunity against the Florida Marlins.
Yeah, I think he's been pitching better of late. I think he's been more aggressive with the fastball. I think his breaking stuff has gotten a little better, and I think he's more deceptive. I don't think the hitters see the ball as well. You see a couple good curveballs right there, and it just has a tighter, harder spin, and I just don't think the hitters pick it up as easily. But yeah, I think for him going into next year, if he wants to be in this rotation, sure, he has to impress management, the Pirates, John Russell, Neil Huntington, and continue to pitch the way he has the last couple of starts.
And again, his month hasn't been great, but a lot better than his overall earned run average, as you see, 794. So his month, 433, much better over his last 5 starts. Jorge Sosa gets the emergency call. Alex Sanabria is not able to make the start tonight for the Fish, so they will go with Jorge Sosa.
Yeah, kind of a journeyman guy. He's started some, probably has done more in relief than he has started, and obviously didn't have a very good start in his only time out this year against a pretty good offense in the Phillies, but we'll see. I don't expect him to go very long in the game, but just like I said, a reliever, he's going to try to give the Marlins some innings.
Now they've got plenty of relievers in that bullpen if necessary. The Pirates try to win their second straight over the Fish. The Pirates and the Marlins coming your way from Miami. Lineups and the first pitch are coming up next.
PNC for the Achiever in us all. By Barrel Automotive, Barrel.com. Definitely worth the click. And by your Toyota dealer, where quality, dependability, and good MPG all come standard. Toyota, moving forward.
And welcome back to Miami, Florida, Sun Life Stadium for Game 3 of this 4-game series. Final night game of the year. Here is the Pirates starting lineup. Andrew McCutchen, Jose Tabata, Neil Walker, 1, 2, 3 in the order. And Tabata has a 14-game hitting streak going. Pedro Alvarez hits cleanup. He has an 11-game hitting streak going currently. Garrett Jones, followed by John Bowker, Ronnie Cedeno, Chris Snyder, and Charlie Morton. Facing a veteran, Jorge Sosa. This is as almost desperate a move as you can find. I mean, it's the end of the year, John. Alex Sanabria cannot start, so they call on this veteran, the right-hander Sosa, as they did on the 15th of September, to make a rare start.
Yeah, just not many arms to go around. And the veteran, he started some before, although he's probably made his mark in the bullpen. But even still, went to camp with the Red Sox, couldn't make that club. The Marlins picked him up, sent him to AAA. He was up and down a couple of times between here and New Orleans. So, they're just going to try to get innings, I think.
And ball one on Andrew McCutchen. Alex Sanabia scratched with right elbow stiffness. And Sanabia was pitching well, too. So the Pirates feel like they get a break to take nothing away from Sosa. But that start he made on the 15th of September, ball base hit into left. And here we go. That was his first major league start since July of 2007. The defense for the Fish: Logan Morrison, Emilio Bonifacio, and Mike Stanton in the outfield left to right. Chad Tracy, Gabby Sanchez on the corners. Ozzie Martinez taking over for the injured Hanley Ramirez at short with Dan Ugla at second. Chris Hatcher is the catcher. Jorge Sosa on the mound. Now Tabata, that 14-gamer, and that wide open hole on the right side again. "14-game hit streak. Barrel Automotive League leaders. Currently second in the National League behind Corey Hart of the Brewers. And there's Pedro Alvarez right there with that 11-game hitting streak. Barrel Automotive definitely worth the click. Tabata wanted to use that hole on the right side. 0-2.
Used it to perfection last night. This is a fast infield. A lot of ground balls here. It looks like they're routine ground balls that just kind of squirt through holes here. And Jose did a nice job with the runner on first last night. Just looked like he tried to do it on purpose. A big hole on the right side and got a pitch away from him and just poked it through.
Stopped by Hatcher.
Gets out there, doesn't necessarily get down, but he keeps the glove down. That should be the first rule of thumb as far as a young catcher and trying to block balls. The first thing that should go down is your glove, and your body should follow. Thinking about some noisemakers here today, Greg.
How about that? Steve Miller Band going to perform in concert after this one. They're already making some noise.
Oh, they're making a lot. They make a lot of noise here at Sun Life Stadium. Bands going before the game, after the game. Dance contest.
Quite loud.
Those are champs right there, if I remember correctly.
Fastball misses. Jorge Sosa spent time with the Tampa Bay Rays. This veteran out of the Dominican. First year in the big leagues was with Tampa Bay in 2002. But his bust-out season came as a member of the Atlanta Braves in the 2005 campaign. Bobby Cox went to Jorge Sosa early that year with some injuries in the rotation. And he went 13-3 with Atlanta 5 years ago with a .255 ERA. And he was one of the best pitchers in baseball on the road. He went 8-0 that season away from Turner Field, and his fine work gave him the opportunity to pitch against Roy Oswalt in Game 3 of the National League Divisional Series playoff game. Game the Astros would eventually win. In a series they would win. There goes McCutchen, and it's a fly ball to center. Bonifacio. McCutchen back to first with one away. Tabata flies to center. Speaking of playoffs, San Diego beats San Francisco 4-2. Isn't that getting interesting? And now the one game lead for the Giants in the National League West. Of course, they'll end their regular season series tomorrow. San Diego also just a game back of Atlanta in the wild card. Ball one on Neil Walker.
What we got tomorrow here, Greg? San Diego will send their ace.
And the Phillies lead Atlanta 5-0. Wow. It is really tight now.
Latos and Sanchez will go tomorrow. San Diego and San Fran.
Nothing decided yet in the West, and still need to find out who is going to go in the extra playoff slot as a wild card. Roller towards second. Ugla will throw to first. Catcher now at second. With 2 outs.
That's a good point, by the way. Pete and the truck suspension. I think if the Braves don't make the playoffs, Cox is done.
That is a great point.
Yeah.
Down 5-0 tonight to the Phillies. You saw that score. So Tommy Hanson on the hill that started and went 5 shutout innings for Atlanta. The Phillies scoring 4 runs in the 7th, 1 in the 8th. Pedro Alvarez. What a finish. He's homered in back-to-back games. He's gone deep 5 times in the last 10 games. He has 16 home runs, a club rookie record for a third baseman, and the most by any Pirate third baseman since 2002 when Aramis Ramirez hit 17. You're talking about and Pedro Alvarez. This is the line drive home run that was just an absolute bullet. Didn't start his big league career until June the 16th. Fly ball to left. And Logan Morrison back. Will make the catch. Pirates strand one. Charlie Morton heads to the hill for the final time in 2010. Here is his lineup, brought to you by Toyota moving forward. Emilio Bonifacio will be followed by Ozzie Martinez and Logan Morrison, Dan Ugla, Gabby Sanchez, and Mike Stanton. Stanton has a 9-game hitting streak going, batting .417 during that time. Chad Tracy, Chris Hatcher, Jorge Sosa round out the starting 9. Strike one on Bonifacio. First appearance for Morton against the Fish this season. 2-1 in 4 career starts. versus Florida. And strike 2. Bonifacio, a much better hitter from the other side of the plate. 386 as a righty, 233 from this side. 1-2.
Marlins like left-handed pitching. Charlie Morton continues to bring that ERA down. Obviously, it's not going to end up anywhere near where he wanted it to, but continues to look better with each start.
Bam, right there.
I love it when he pitches inside. That just locks Bonifacio up. Perhaps getting the call. It was borderline in. But I remember Charlie pitching down here last year, Greg. It was shortly after we got him, and I going back, just in my memory without seeing any video, remembering Charlie being dominant, just swinging with stuff through 6 shutout innings, and it's like the Marlins had no chance against him. That led to a 7-4 win back on July 3rd.
Moving on that 92-mile-per-hour fastball. Martinez, no chance. Playing in his 13th game. Hanley Ramirez been bothered by elbow problems. And bunted foul. That count of 1-2. There's Hanley Ramirez. He hasn't played since the 21st of September. A sore left elbow, and his right elbow started hurting, so he's shut down the last couple of weeks. We talked about this, the first 3 games of this series. It's a pretty potent lineup with, again, a good crop of rookies involved this season, plus Hanley Ramirez, last year's Rookie of the Year. Chris Coughlin is injured. When they're healthy, with the pitching staff that they have, they're going to make some noise next year. Fish, 1 more year in this ballpark, and then they move to the new digs in 2012. Mm. 3-2. From Carolina, Puerto Rico, the home of Roberto Clemente. Obviously a big hero for Martinez. Strike 3 called.
Charlie. This by much of a 2-2 pitch. That's been up and 3-2 pitch. Starts it off the plate, has it come back. Still may have gotten a call. You can see they're plenty high enough. Like Martinez thought it was a bit offside. Maybe we got a nice favorable strike zone for Angel Hernandez.
Vic Carapaza at first, Rob Drake at second, Joe West at third. And a strike is called on Logan Morrison.
Where's Joe?
Third base.
Mitch cheated Joe. Is Joe on it?
Briefly. We'll show him again. Stick around. McCutcheon makes the catch. 1-2-3 for Charlie. On to the second. Buckos and Fish. Scoreless. There's Joe. The Pirates at Pirates.com. Browse the largest online selection of authentic team gear, including official caps, t-shirts, jerseys, collectibles, and more. Get your team gear straight from the source. Shop thepirates.com shop. Jorge Sosa facing Garrett Jones, and it is ball one. Jones got the night off last night. John Bowker started at first. Brandon Moss was in right. And pops this one way up there. Third baseman Tracy with the catch, one down. Ryan Domet has not started since Tuesday, and according to the papers, he is healthy, which is curious to say the least.
Yeah, I mean, Domet, with the career high in games this year, he has stayed relatively healthy. One DL stint with concussion issues.
Now, you figure he wasn't going to start tonight because the Pirates have decided to use Chris Snyder and Charlie Morton's starts. There are base hits, sneaks past Dan Ugla. John Bowker aboard. But I wonder why maybe Morton wouldn't have been in, or rather Domet wouldn't have been in there last night, as Ugla not able to make the play.
Yeah, or in right field. You know, I mean, he's been playing a good bit of right field, but that was a good example, by the way, of his fast infield. That looked like a routine ground ball, and the speed of that ball got by Ugla. Ugla. It's a good name.
Good player.
Very good.
Cedeno toward the right center field gap. Bonifacio not able to get there, and this is going to roll toward the wall. It's cut off by Stanton. Bowker will wind up at third. A double for Cedeno. Look out. Bowker is safe. And nearly called out. Joe West made a good look there. Bowker put on the brakes, had to dive back.
Well, good swing there from Ronnie Cedeno. Always a better hitter when he's going the other way, and that pitch was actually middle in. And Bonifacio covering the ground, almost gets to it. You'll see the shot here. Getting by. Good job by right fielder Stanton cutting that off. Otherwise, Bowker scores easily. Bowker, a little bit of a late stop sign over there at third base. He almost.
Now they're going to intentionally walk Chris Snyder to face Charlie Morton. Load the bases with one away.
It's an interesting move. I guess they're hoping that Charlie Morton will hit into a double play ball or something like that. But we'll go back to that play at third base where Bowker has to hold up at first because he's not real sure that that ball is going to land safely. And after the dive, he sees it gets through, so now he's going hard all the way. And he'll pick up Tony Beasley and stop it. Not real quick getting back. And with that hesitancy, a bang-bang play.
Charlie Morton, one hit in 24 at-bats.
That's an interesting move, walking Chris Snyder, the eighth hitter, hitting just 208. And like I said, Marlins manager Edwin Rodriguez, I guess, hoping that maybe Charlie will put it in play, hit into a double play. But you would think that you'd rather go after Snyder. Then you got the pitcher spot. And then you have maybe an open base to work around Andrew McCutchen or not, or whatever the case may be. But now you're assured of facing Andrew McCutchen, one of the Pirates' better hitters.
No double play, which means McCutchen will bat.
I mean, one of those deals where, would you rather face Snyder and Morton, or would you rather face Morton and McCutchen? I mean,
that's the whole point right there.
Yeah, that's the whole question. And like I said, you're almost hoping that the pitcher will hit into a double play, because I'd much rather face Chris Snyder than Andrew McCutchen.
Ball one. A one-out single for Bowker. He's now at third thanks to the Cedeno double and the intentional walk issued to Chris Snyder. It's the second time this season McCutchen has batted with the bases loaded.
Just the second? Well, not counting walks. So
yeah, sixth. I'm sorry, sixth. Sixth time. One ball, one strike. Popped up in the seats. Out of play. Talking about Sosa's bust-out season. It really was in 2005. So he was in the rotation in 06, but stumbled to a 2-9 start. So Bobby Cox, in that 2006 campaign, tried him in the bullpen in relief, but it was so bad eventually he was designated for assignment at the end of July and eventually traded to the Cardinals. Finished out the 06 season with St. Louis, signed by the Mets. Spent parts of 2 years with New York. Look out. Most of his 2007 campaign was out of the bullpen. The majority of his appearances. Did make 14 starts with the Mets. Then in 08, in 20 relief appearances with the Mets, a 7.06 ERA. Following year, last season, the Nationals signed him. Stays 2-2 on McCutchen. On deck, Tabata. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Another foul ball. Two and two. On a fly ball. This strategy will end up working for Rodriguez as McCutchen flies out to left. Go to the bottom of the second. 0-0. News both on and off the field. Check out Pirates.com every day. You'll find up-to-the-minute Pirates news, ticket and promotional info, front office web chats, and for even more insider scoops, sign up and become a registered user to receive the eBucks online newsletter, special ticket offers, and other exclusive content at Pirates.com. Charlie Morton, a 1-2-3. Bottom of the first inning, faces Dan Uggla, Gabby Sanchez, and Mike Stanton. And it's strike one on Uggla. 32 homers, 102 runs batted in for the second baseman of the Fish.
Kind of fidgety up there is Uggla. A lot of movement in the hands. Just a trigger to get things going.
Ball to center fielder Andrew McCutcheon. Morton retires the first four men in the lineup now. Goes after Gabby Sanchez. It's been an up and down year for Charlie Morton, as you know. Starting the season in the rotation with Pittsburgh and lost his first 5 decisions. Big cut and a miss from Gabby Sanchez. Marlins promoting him, touting Sanchez as Rookie of the Year. Now, Bob and I gave our choices for a number of awards, postseason awards. I suppose you and Tim will do yours tomorrow then, John, huh? I'm anxious to hear what you guys pick. Have you selected yet?
I got an idea.
All right.
I'm not just going to select. I'm just going to throw out some names.
Gotcha.
I guess I am going to select.
Now, can you tell us, can you tease us, is Gabby Sanchez a likely Rookie of the Year in your mind in the National League?
Yep. That's who I'm picking.
I got you.
Sneak preview.
All right, good. Bob and I went with Buster Posey.
Yeah, I saw that. But, yeah. So, I don't know if that's a selection or not, or a pick, or however you want to say it, but, you know, I'm not actually going to, like,
They're going to take a lot of
or
time.
anything, or I'm not going to write it down. I'm just going to say Gabby Sanchez. So, yeah, that's my selection. Okay. So.
Stay tuned for that. Broken bat, pop up. Neil Walker. So far, so good for Morton. Breaks Sanchez's bat. Well, that pop up.
Well, there's going to be some surprises, though.
Oh, yeah?
It's going to be certainly something to tune in for.
Okay. And that will be the final, obviously, telecast. And John and Tim Nevert will have that for you. And we'll see from the desk of John and Tim those award selections. Mike Stanton. Oh, and 1 the count on Stanton. 22 homers, 58 RBIs. And that fouled back 0-2.
This guy's pretty impressive. Obviously, we got a glimpse of that great power of Stanton the other night. Home run, hit some 440 feet. BP flicks him into the upper deck. It's no big deal.
Oh, flinch from Angel Hernandez.
Where's this at? Is it up? No. Is it in?
Maybe. Snyder trying to frame it. A swing and a miss. 3 up, 3 down for the second straight inning for Charlie Morton through 2 innings. Pirates and Marlins, 0-0. Top of the Walker Alvarez to lead off. Major leagues, Aaron Harang could start the season finale for the Reds tomorrow. That could be, well, who knows, maybe his final start ever for the Reds. Chance to return by the American League Championship Series, Justin Morneau, as Tabata swings and misses. He flied out to center field in his first inning at bat. We'll get back to those injury updates thanks to our friends at Allegheny General Hospital Sports Medicine, official medical provider of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Placido Polanco could return to the lineup for the Phillies tomorrow. And the Rangers and Rays also hoping for some returns. Murphy and Longoria, David Murphy and Evan Longoria.
Hamilton's back, right?
Josh Hamilton is back.
What happens, Greg, if San Fran, San Diego, and Atlanta all end up tied?
Well, head-to-head will determine, let's see, I'm going to have to double-check that now. I want to say Padres off the bat. If they're tied in the division, the Padres go, which means the Giants, I'll double-check that, as head-to-head determines the West winner, and then the other two would play off for the wild card.
So there would only be one game, a one-game playoff. Now, last year when Minnesota and Detroit played a one-game playoff, well, that was for the division?
That was for the division, I believe, yeah. Two and one the count on Walker. Fouled off. Two and two on Neil Walker. And now 3-2.
So patient. Pretty decent changeup right there fading away from him. And Neil didn't even flinch.
And it's ball 4. Yeah, the Padres would win the West because they already have clinched the season series with the Giants. So the Giants would go in then the possibility of winning the wild card with Atlanta.
It's amazing. It's an interesting afternoon tomorrow for San Diego and Atlanta and San Francisco.
Sorry, just to let you know that game would be played Monday at Turner Field. Braves win a one-game playoff would be played at Turner Field if it is the Giants losing the West. Braves got the home field because they won that season series 4-3. One ball, one strike on Pedro Alvarez.
Oh, wait a minute. What's it say here?
Identical records. All three teams win. Ball grounded. Oh, nice pick by the first baseman, Sanchez. He will get one as Walker goes in hard to second. Gabby Sanchez makes the play.
We've seen a lot of balls going through this big hole on the right side with the first baseman holding the runner on, but nice little play there by Gabby Sanchez getting the lead runner.
strike is called on Garrett Jones, who popped to third in the second. Runner aboard with 2 outs. Scoreless in the third against Jorge Sosa. How many innings they're expecting to get out of Sosa. Again, this is his first start since the 15th of September. Ball hit in the air to left. Morrison makes the catch. Well, through 2.5, it is still a 0-0 ball game. We will shortly. As Chad Tracy takes a strike. Chad Tracy, Chris Hatcher, Jorge Sosa. We'll be checking out our This Day in Pirates history soon.
I'm rooting for a three-way tie, Greg. That'd be some fun stuff Monday and Tuesday.
All right, if the Padres sweep, they can perhaps force a 163rd game playoff for the division title Monday at Petco. A scenario, if the Padres sweep and the Braves lose 2 of 3, all three teams would end up 91 and 71. That sets up a pair of one-game playoffs. So I was wrong. I thought it was automatic that one team won that division. A little argument here about whether it hit him or not, and Rodriguez thought it did. Angel Hernandez, the home plate umpire, said it did not. See if we can hear anything.
Well, that's the only thing that he's going to go on. It almost sounds like a double click, huh? There's been a lot of that the last month of the season. A lot of quirky stuff as far as guys getting hit and not getting their base, guys not getting hit and getting a base.
Tracy, a fly ball to center. And the catch is made. Now let's check out our This Day in Pirates history, brought to you by our friends at Day Automotive. It was on this day in 1985. Joe Orsulak had 4 hits. Junior Ortiz had 3, including his first career home run. Rick Roden won his 10th of the season, a 9-4 victory over the Cubs at Wrigley Field on this day in 1985. That's our This Day in Pirates history. Thank you, Day Automotive. Switch hitting rookie catcher Chris Hatcher tries to bunt and fouls it off to the left. Recalled from Double-A Jacksonville the 19th of September. His second stint with the Marlins.
He doesn't have a big league hit, right? You don't see that very often. Try to fight your way on for your first big league hit.
Well, Charlie Morton has been perfect through the 8 men he's faced. Now goes after the pitcher, Jorge Sosa.
It's a backup sinker that he starts off the plate and has it come back. He's been getting that corner so far the first 3 innings from home plate umpire Angel Hernandez. Now, that's unhittable. There's not a whole lot you can do with that pitch.
Sosa 1 at bat this season. How about that? Reaches out and pokes a ground ball through the left side of the infield.
Again, that fast infield. Cedeno doesn't get a very good jump on this ball as he just reaches out and hooks it. And then that ball almost looks, you'll see Cedeno here. You know, he's almost heading the other way when that ball was hit. He kind of flinched to his left. Short grass. The ball almost accelerates through it.
Bonifacio chops it. And a foul ball is called by Angel Hernandez.
Good play, though. If it were a fair ball, it's like a swinging bunt. Pedro's all over it.
Bonifacio struck out looking in the first. Base hit for Jorge Sosa. His 12th in his big league career. Strike. Oh, 0-2 on Bonifacio. Charlie Morton with his 5th strikeout already. They get a hit, but scoreless through 3.
And by Day Automotive, we're going to make your day.
We are back here in Miami. 4th inning. John Bowker will lead off against Jorge Sosa. Pirates with 3 hits. Bowker had a 1-out single in the second. Pirates had a fine opportunity in the second. Edwin Rodriguez, the manager of the Florida Marlins, decided to intentionally walk Chris Snyder with runners at second and third and 1 out. Sosa struck out Charlie Morton and got Andrew McCutchen to fly out to end that threat. In Sosa's previous start against the Phillies on September the 15th, he lasted only 2 1/3, giving up 6 runs on 6 hits, while walking 3 in a 10-5 loss. A fly ball, left center field, and the ball is kicked. Bowker thought about second base, but holds on. Ball dropped in front of Morrison. Bowker is 2 for 2.
Well, Texas leaguer. Ball hit off the end of the bat. Bonifacio had no chance. He broke back initially on the ball. Left fielder Morrison, not enough speed.
Cedeno doubled to the gap in right center field. Runner goes.
There to be a missed sign also.
Somebody missed a sign somewhere.
Hard to believe, second to the last game of the season, and you're missing signs. It's obviously Bowker, by him pulling up, he's looking in all the way, and he knows he can't make it, so he puts on the brakes. But that leads me to believe that Ronnie Cedeno missed a hit and run sign. Now Ronnie with a 3-0 count. The Bucks just run themselves out of a potential big inning. At least an inning that had some promise. If you could have got 2 on, nobody out.
Coaches can only give the signs. Players miss them. But it is hard to believe. Second to last game of the year. Cedeno gets the base hit. Now with 1 out, he's aboard. Coors Light Cold Hard Blast. Called last night at Chris Snyder's bomb. Chris Snyder's 5th as a Pirate, 15th on the year. Cold Hard Blast brought to you by Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
Well, that's how you hit a hanging breaking ball right there. Middle, in, thigh high, just spinning up there. When he gets a hold of one, it's not cheap. There's usually runners on base, too. Seems like, anyhow.
Checks and he takes. 2-0 count on Snyder. Ten of his home runs have come with men on base. Two-one count. Sosa has thrown now 67 pitches, and bullpen starts to loosen up. Brian Sanchez loosens in the bullpen for the Fish. And a pop-up on the infield. In foul territory, Chad Tracy.
Sosa in that start, you mentioned, Greg, back on the 15th against Philly. He only went 2 1/3 innings, but he did throw 68 pitches. A lot of pitches in such a short outing. So he has reached that mark here tonight. You got to assume this perhaps his last batter.
Talking about a guy here in Jorge Sosa who has now made just 2 starts since July 27, 2007. That game in Philadelphia and this one here tonight. As the Marlins were a bit desperate to get any pitcher out on that mound tonight for Alex Sanabia, and they have to be thrilled with this 4 shutout innings.
Innings here. Sun Life Stadium against the Fish. Pretty good command. Aggressive with that fastball into lefties. He's got a couple of calls painting that corner. A couple of good curveballs as well. You see him mixing it up. 1 base hit allowed through 3. That's to his opposing pitcher, Jorge Sosa. 5 punch outs for Charlie through 3.
Sosa went back to the dugout, got some congrats,
some props.
Ruben Rodriguez, the manager.
He seemed proud, very proud of his player. Well, I guess, despite the fact that it's September and they have so many guys up in the bullpen, apparently, certain guys are banged up and
maybe not available.
They've lost some starting pitching, and we mentioned it the other night, going to some young guys in that bullpen, as you could see, a theater of seats down there filled with Marlins. But apparently some all are not available.
And Martinez begins the 4th inning with a base hit. Time for our AT&T Mobility Trivia question. Rethink possible. Apparently, John Wehner came up with this question, so he should certainly be able to answer who holds the Marlins franchise record for the most stolen bases in a season. As you know, if you've been watching our telecast most of the year, John has been very unhappy with most of the questions.
You would not need to have read any baseball history books or encyclopedias to come up with this answer. You could have an educated guess and perhaps get it. You wouldn't have to go online.
All driven hard the other way and over Tabata's head. He lucked out to a degree. The ball came back and hit him. Otherwise, it could have deflected further away. And it's a double for Morrison and trouble for Charlie Morton here in the 4th.
Charlie just mowing the Marlins down first time through. The second time through, at least here in the 4th inning, first 2 batters, Martinez, Morrison. Both with hits just over the glove of Jose Tabata. And like you said, luckily it stayed right there. That keeps Martinez there. But second and third, nobody out. And their big man at the plate, Dan Uggla.
Middle infielders are back. Alvarez a couple of steps back at third, and Garrett Jones about even at the bag at first. And Charlie Morton will do his very best to maybe strike out Uggla. He has fanned 5 through 3+ innings. Martinez and Morrison the runners. And he's out in front quickly on Uggla 0-2.
I finish him with the fastball. I mean, Uggla had a hard time catching up to some fastballs the last couple of nights. Fastballs with any kind of velocity, and Charlie threw the first pitch by him, then threw the bender. And Uggla cheating and way out in front.
He has struck out 146 times. That's most on his team, and 11th most in the National League. Dan Uggla.
You get the call there, just missing off the outside edge.
One ball, 2 strikes. Trying to get the K. And he gets it. Snyder kept it close, and now looks to third and guns it to first.
Wow.
They get the strikeout, and they're able to throw out Uggla.
Yeah, a lot of stress right there. A lot of things going on. You think on the Marlins front with a runner at third, you don't want to make that commit and make that first out at home. So you're a little more cautious down there at third base. So Martinez kind of got caught in between. But then as a catcher, Snyder, like you said, you got to make sure that runner's not breaking for the plate. And you got to make a hurried throw to first.
Still at third is Martinez with Morrison at second. 1 away. Ball 1 on Sanchez.
That's a good pitch right there. Just missing, I suppose, the best fastball tonight from Charlie at 96.
No count. Sanchez popped up to Neil Walker in shallow right field in the second. 85 runs batted in for this rookie first baseman, Gabby Sanchez. 2-0 count.
Fastball at 96. And you don't have to come right at him here. You got first base open. I mean, obviously we're not walking him intentionally, but you don't have to give in and just lay one right down the middle. You could be careful and try to pick at a corner. And goes with a curveball and just misses. See if the rookie has the green light here. 3-0.
Walked him on 4. And this loads them up for Stanton. John Russell would love for his team, of course, to finish with a series road win. Tim never talked to John Russell. An extended conversation you'll hear tomorrow during the pregame. Bases loaded. So Snyder out to talk to Morton.
Look at fastball. 96 Stanton. Big man with a big swing. A lot of power. Comes up empty.
He has struck out 121 times, which is second most on the team. And he struck out in the second inning. 1 ball, 1 strike. Breaking ball.
Charlie.
One and two. 1-2 on Stanton.
And throw another breaker. Do we go upstairs with the hard one?
And chop to third.
Oh, that's bad luck.
Just over Alvarez's glove. It'll be an infield hit and a 1-0 lead for the Florida Marlins.
Bad luck for Charlie right there. Again, this hard infield. And this bounces off the dirt right in front of Stanton. Well, it doesn't bounce as high. It's rated Alvarez, perhaps an inning-ending double play. But goes over his head. That would have been some pickle to get out of for Charlie Morton, but still a lot of work to do.
Chad Tracy flied to center field in the third. Stanton gets his 59th run batted in and a 10-game hitting streak now. Ball 1. Martinez scoring on the infield hit. You might have heard pitching coach Ray Searage talk about Morton before the game on the pregame, and that these situations Morton has buckled in the past. This ball is hit in the air to Tabata. The throw cut off, sacrifice fly, 2-0. Morrison scores. Chad Tracy is the second out. Picks up the ribby, and it brings up Chris Hatcher. Ray Searage again talking about a different Charlie Morton in these situations, maybe.
The biggest thing that Charlie needed to do was just calm down mentally. I mean, the stuff was always there. When we first got him over in the Braves and I was down in Indy, I saw the stuff. The stuff was there. It's just that he put so much pressure on himself instead of just believing in himself and executing pitches. Now he is more relaxed, more poised on the mound, and when he gets into a jam, it doesn't seem like the world is spinning around him 100 miles an hour. He's calm. He knows. He breaks it down. Okay, what do I want this hitter to do? I'm going to execute this pitch.
It's a great example of what we're seeing, I think, from Charlie Morton right now. Bases loaded, nobody out. Got that chopper that, again, the bad luck, as John said, when there's an infield hit. Gets the sacrifice fly, and now can get out of it without any further damage if he retires Hatcher.
Chris Snyder going to go out, talk things over. Charlie and Chris unable to agree on a sign, so Charlie said, let's go with this. Chris right back behind the plate.
One ball, one strike on Hatcher, 5th round pick of these Florida Marlins 4 years ago. From Kinston, North Carolina. Just 4 major league at bats. One and two.
That fastball got way in on Hatcher, tied him up, hitting right over there by the Pirates dugout. Getting facing of the roof.
One of the few dugouts that has no screen or railing in front these days. An old school dugouts. A swing and a miss. And the strikeout goes 2-3. So Morton does limit the damage. He has 7 strikeouts. The Marlins now, through 4 innings, have a 2-0 lead as we go to the 5th. The Marlins, they go to their new pitcher. Now, John, you, as we said, were not happy with most of the AT&T trivia questions this year, so apparently you submitted this one. One of your arguments in the past has been that you didn't think an average Joe Pirates fan would be able to get these questions in the past. Now, yet you selected a question involving the Florida Marlins. I don't understand that.
An educated guess. I mean, typically when we go on the road, you'll have a question that relates to the team we're playing on the road. A general question where you should have a general idea, or at least an educated guess, if you are a baseball fan.
Okay, not just Pirate fan. Okay, we just want to clarify. So your
follow
grievance
baseball?
has before was you're talking about a regular Pirate fan wouldn't know. But you're talking general baseball fan. Yeah, just a general baseball fan that obviously is a Pirate fan if they're tuning into our telecasts. And, we can. I mean, we could really dumb it down and do nothing but, recent Pirate trivia questions. If,
the people in the truck wouldn't mind. And, you know, like who recently won Player of the Week for the Pirates? I mean, we can go there.
Well, it sounds like that's where you wanted it to go.
No, I wanted it to be challenging enough to where you wouldn't, you know, it wouldn't come right off. It wouldn't be the easiest answer in the world, but you might have to think and, you know, follow the game a little bit more.
Right. The Marlins franchise record for stolen bases in a season.
And you got to realize that, you know, the Marlins have only been around now for some, you know, 17, 18 years. So you can think of the fast guys that were here, you know, like the Luis Castillos and Chucky Carr, if you want to go way back.
Chucky Carr, that's the one that rolls off the tongue of any Pirate fan.
Or the Frenchman. You can go with the Frenchman,
Juan Pierre.
Yeah.
So there you have it. 65 stolen bases in 2003. Hope you're able to get that one.
You wouldn't have to read any kind of baseball history books. You don't have to go back to the 1940s and try to come up with the manager of the St. Louis Cardinals in the 40s. I don't think any average baseball fan would be able to come up with such a name. I don't remember who that guy was, by the way. I'm sure he'll never come up again.
Ground ball picked by Sanchez. 2 outs. 2 down. So, John, next year will be submitting all of the road trivia questions. And Steve Blass, congratulations. You've been selected as the man who will now deliver each AT&T mobility trivia question at home. So they will split the duties.
Yep. And it'll be up to you, Tim, and Bob. We'll have a little contest between the three of you to see if you guys who can answer the most correctly.
John will also be producing on the road these games. Pete Toma can take off 81 games next year. That'll be nice. Neil Walker has grounded out and walked. Actually, in all seriousness, we, a half inning ago, got an email in the truck or the trailer from a Pirate fan who said, I have no idea who could possibly hold the Marlins franchise record for stolen bases in a season. Please, you guys in the truck, go back to asking the questions. 1, 2, 3 for the Bucks. 2-0 Florida. Nothing lead for the Marlins. Ryan Sanchez, the new pitcher, is at the plate. Jorge Sosa, went 4 scoreless and delivered one of the hits off Charlie Morton. Morton with 7 strikeouts.
Pretty good swing there from Sanchez. Finish him off, Charlie. Oh, someone's got him.
Bounce to Neil Walker. First out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Morton with the 7 Ks, gave up 2 runs last inning. He has struck out Emilio Bonifacio twice. Looking in the 1st, swinging in the 3rd. Charlie Morton tries for his 3rd win of the season, his obviously last start of the year. No decision his last time out. Beat the Cardinals on the 22nd of September at PNC Park.
We're going to wake the bats up.
Foul tip. 1-1 on Bonifacio. Cameron Maven, another injured player. So Bonifacio getting the bulk of the work in center field. One ball, 2 strikes. Career high in strikeouts for Morton is 8. Could match that number right here. And he does. And that's the turkey for Bonifacio, striking out in 3 frames, 1st, 3rd, and 5th innings.
Charlie Morton again with that sinker that starts off the plate and comes back off the inside corner. And again, that's about an unhittable pitch. Not a whole lot you could do but foul it off.
Martinez singled in the 4th. Struck out looking his 1st at bat. Fly ball, left center field, hit deep and caught by McCutcheon. Nearing the wall in left center. 1, 2, 3 and out. Through 5, 2-0 Marlins. the fourth inning. Bases loaded, one out. Mike Stanton at the plate hits this high chopper and just eludes Pedro Alvarez. Goes as an infield hit that close. Brought to you by Coors Light, the freeze can. Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. And Alvarez leads off. Charlie Morton has given up just the 2 runs on 3 hits in that fourth inning. Alvarez drove a ball to the wall and left his first time up. Now facing the reliever, Sanchez. Alvarez, 16 homers, 64 RBIs. Neil Walker, a dozen homers, 66 RBIs. First time the Pirates have had a pair of rookies, each with at least 10 homers and 60 runs batted in. First time ever. And with Alvarez enjoying an 11-game hitting streak, Tabata currently a 14-gamer. Earlier, Neil Walker had an 18-game hitting streak. It's the first time 3 different rookies had hitting streaks in double digits in the same season since 1952 for Pittsburgh, as Alvarez goes down swinging. Garrett Jones has popped to third and flied to left.
Somehow, some way, need some base runners. See if we can get a big hit. 4 of our 5 hits coming between Bowker and Cedeno. A whole lot going on, 2 through 5 thus far.
Ball, 1 strike on Garrett Jones. Gonna pop up to left. Sanchez has faced 5 and retired each man. In relief of Jorge Sosa, who went 4 shutout innings, allowing just 5 hits. Bowker has 2 of the hits.
He could put up a quick one. Got enough power to put the Bucks on the board.
Bowker has now played in 26 Pirate games. A couple of homers with Pittsburgh, 13 runs batted in.
Sanchez, a 2-0 breaking ball over first strike. That's almost a lost art nowadays. You just don't see that very often, where a pitcher gets behind the count 2-0. And usually the hitter's sitting dead red fastball. I think that's such a great weapon if you have the control and the confidence just to maybe throw a 2-0 changeup, 2-0 breaking ball. I mean, that changes the entire at bat if you could just flip one up there for a strike as opposed to giving in with a fastball.
So he got the strike call on the breaking pitch, and Bowker swings and misses on the 2-1, now even at 2-2. Missed 3-2.
I think of that with, like, Zach Duke, Paul Mahon, a couple lefties. I mean, guys with good sinkers and decent change-ups, and I think it would just be such a great weapon for them, just to be able to flip a breaking ball or a change-up in there for a strike. And they could do it on occasion, not consistently, but as opposed to coming at them with that 2-0 sinker catching too much plate. But Sanchez comes back in the at-bat. He gets Bowker, and the Bucks still unable to get on the board.
Altoona Curve, Miles Durham, 22nd round pick 4 years ago, was one of those players at 27 doubles, 6 triples, 10 homers, 69 RBIs for the Eastern League champion Altoona Curve. Miles Durham, 22nd round pick out of Northwestern. Now 27 years old. You have to believe he would be hoping to reach AAA next season. EasyUs.com minor league connection. Logan Morrison doubled to left in the 4th. 1-2 count. He scored one of the 2 runs off Charlie Morton, who's matched his career high tonight with 8 strikeouts.
Everybody following the path of the ball. Bullpen. Pretty normal to get the guys limbered up. Usually after the 5th inning, you'll see the bullpen guys start getting loose. And it happens with the extra players too in the dugout after the 5th inning. Go in and stretch the legs, and swing the bat a little bit.
Jose Veras starts to loosen up in the bullpen for the Marlins. Now they count 3-2 on Logan Morrison. Came up July 27th from AAA New Orleans. 7 second-half triples for Morrison. Ties him with Carl Crawford and Dexter Fowler for the most in the major leagues during that stretch. Play made by Walker.
Boy, that's just a routine ground ball that just it gives you fits because how quickly it gets
You're right
to you.
about that infield.
Yeah, it's not the smoothest surface in the world, for one, but the grass is so short. I mean, it's almost like a putting green, as short as the grass is, and the ground underneath is pretty hard. And the ball just gets on you in a hurry.
Uggla has flied to center and struck out. $102 runs batted in for Dan Uggla. Only 7 players in the National League with more ribbies than Uggla this season. Albert Pujols, the league leader at the start of the day with 118. Carlos Gonzalez of the Rockies, 117, followed by Joey Votto, Ryan Howard, Ryan Braun, Matt Holliday, and Adam Dunn. One more strikeout for a career high, and 9 Ks would be a season high for any Pirates pitcher. Morton looking to finish strong. Gets it. Season high, career high. Season high for any Pirate, career high for Morton.
For as many strikeouts as he has, I mean, the pitch count's still pretty good at 83. Fastball still pretty good. This one at 95. Uggla can't catch up.
Right to the shortstop. Kick by Cedeno. And Sanchez reaches.
This ball gets a piece of Ronnie. He's shaking his glove hand. Looks like it came up and got him in the left forearm. And again, this is a fast infield. And that ball was hit right on the button. And Cedeno, a bad road trip.
18 errors now in the year, and another miscue that is the 6th in the last 8 games. In some pain, as you can see. Stanton has struck out, reached on the infield single. Ball and a strike on Stanton. Chris Reesop up in the Pirates' pen now.
Charlie's spot does come up third in the top of the 7th.
Runner goes, and it's popped up center field. Charlie Morton able to work around the Cedeno error, get Stanton to pop out, and through 6 innings, 2-0 Florida. did commit an error moments ago, his 18th. He also appeared to miss, not know this for sure, a hit and run sign back in the 4th inning. So that concern about mental lapses continues for Cedeno. And the new pitcher is Jose Veras. Saw Veras in the opening game of this series Thursday night. He faced 4 batters, got 1 out, and gave up Pedro Alvarez home run. Really, before this road trip, take a look at the overall picture for Cedeno's defense. In terms of fielding percentage, one of the top 5 in the league, but what a horrible finish.
Yeah. I mean, it would have been easy to say that, he's had a pretty steady defensive season. Certainly in a rut, finishing the year in a rut with the glove.
In terms of shortstop errors in the National League, and Cedeno not liking the call from Angel Hernandez lets him know about it as he strikes out looking.
Going up, took 3 pitches, and not a whole lot wrong with that pitch unless it's down, and that angle shows you that it's not down.
Of Snyder, Ian Desmond of the Washington Nationals has committed 33 errors, the most in all of baseball at that position. Starlin Castro, the rookie of the Cubs, has 27. The Brewers' Alcides Escobar has committed 20. Rafael Furcal with 19. Alex Gonzalez, who started the year with Toronto, now with Atlanta, has 19. Ronnie Cedeno collects his 18th error of the season at short tonight. Alex Presley to bat for Morton. 1-1 count on Snyder. Two count on the Pirates catcher. Walked intentionally in the 2nd and fouled out to third baseman Chad Tracy in the 4th.
Presley on deck, I assume. If Snyder doesn't get on, we'll see Presley. If Snyder gets on, I would think that JR would pull Presley back. Get somebody up there that a little more pop. Somebody can hit the ball out of the ballpark. Down 2. No knock on Alex Presley, but he's got the pop. He can hit the ball out of the park, but not yet at the big league level, of course.
Strikeout of Snyder.
Good breaking ball. Go with that 94-mile-per-hour heat. A pretty sharp break, and Chris Snyder swings out in front and over that slider.
Difficult role for a rookie, any rookie. Alex Presley not used to pinch hitting. Difficult role really for any player.
Yep, it takes some getting used to, but I'm sure Alex isn't going to complain. He's probably got a little more playing time than maybe he had thought. I personally would like to see him get a little more than he's gotten. It's like an interesting prospect. Has some tools. He's got speed. He's got some pop in the bat. Got a pretty good arm.
Pedro Siriaco, Argenis Diaz there in the middle of your screen on the bench. Pirates electing to essentially go with their starters, including Ronnie Cedeno, trying to win as many as they can on this final stretch, rather than going to the young players. Towards second, Ugla. Oh, nice play there. 1, 2, 3 and out. Couple of strikeouts and a bouncer to the right side. 2-0 Fish. Despite giving up a couple of runs, a very strong finish to his 2010 season with a career-high 9 strikeouts. It's the most strikeouts by any Pirates pitcher this season. He does give up the 2 runs in the 4th inning. A little bit of bad luck involved, but certainly kept the Pirates in this ball game. The Aspen-Dental plays that made you smile. Now Chris Resop on in relief faces Chad Tracy. 23rd appearance of the year for Resop. Morton will finish his season. We don't know his record yet unless the Pirates rally. He'll be 2-12. His ERA .757. 26 walks, 59 strikeouts, and just under 80 innings of work. Charlie Morton tonight.
Good, strong finish. I mean, obviously, you can't forget what he did in the first half of the season, but each of his last 6 starts, he's taken about a half a run off his ERA.
Fly out to center. And in his last 5 starts, at least 5 innings. And in 4 of his last 5, 6 or more for Morton.
3 of those, his 2 earned runs. Another with 3, and the other with 4.
Quick couple of strikes on Chris Hatcher. He has struck out in his first 2 at-bats. And make it 3.
messing around. Chris Riesop coming right at him with the fastball. Right down the middle. About belt high. Patrick just can't catch up.
2 up, 2 down. Now the pinch hitter, Scott Cousins. Leo Nunez, the Marlins closer. Oh, and 2.
That looked like a changeup. I haven't seen Chris Riesop throw many changeups this year. What the closer's doing up here?
I don't know. I'm wondering if he's going to give him a 2-inning save. Nunez has gotten most of the save chances. He'll fairly go and try and at least put a 0 up in the 8th. 2-0 Fish. Gift cards good for Pirates tickets and merchandise at PNC Park or online at Pirates.com. Available for purchase at PNC Park, the box office, and Pirates.com, or at Giant Eagle stores where you can use those gift cards toward fuel perks. Pittsburgh Pirates gift cards. Leo Nunez delivers to Andrew McCutchen. Nunez has not had many save opportunities since blowing several chances in August. And you see his numbers on the year. Ground ball to the shortstop. McCutchen is 1 for 4. Nunez picked up his last save. Picked up his 30th save on Thursday. Edwin Rodriguez has recently gone kind of back and forth between Nunez and Clay Hensley. Nunez, one-time Pirate farmhand, traded for Benito Santiago. Hard-throwing right-hander. Top of the now, needs a hit to extend his streak.
Not a very big guy, but has obviously a pretty strong arm. Now he calls the catcher out, Chris Hatcher. some sort of message for him. Somewhat of a violent delivery. Get that fastball up to the mid-90s. Pretty decent changeup. Go along with a slider. There's the changeup right there.
Pirates signed him in February of 2000, a non-drafted free agent, and then dealt him to the Royals for Benito Santiago before the 05 campaign. And the Marlins traded for him before last season for Mike Jacobs, and he saved 26 games last year. 27 years old.
Fastball coming in on Jose Tabata. I think he got a piece of the home plate umpire, Angel Hernandez. Off the right shoulder. But he's protected.
And a one-out walk brings the tying run to the plate. Freedom New Swickley is the September Trip Total Media Youth Baseball Softball Team of the Month. This unique team formed to provide kids with the opportunity to practice baseball on a voluntary basis during the offseason. Congratulations to the Freedom New Swickley team and to all our teams featured during the season. Also thanks to those who wrote in to tell us what makes their teams special. Neil Walker. Two groundouts and a walk.
Nice to get a base runner here for the big people. Walker, Alvarez, Jones, all capable. Getting the ball into the seats.
And there goes the runner from first, and Walker, it's a fly ball to left. Walker's going to need a big day tomorrow to reach that 300 mark. He's 0 for 3 tonight, so he's dropped below 300.
You would figure he'd need to go at least 2 for 4. 1 for 3 won't cut it. 2 for 4 might do it, percentage point wise.
And Alvarez, an 11-game hitting streak on the line here. And a tapper. Third base. Tracy on to first. Does it for the Pirates in the 8th inning. We'll have one more shot. Go to the bottom half of the 8th. Florida leads 2-0. initially he was talking to Angel Hernandez and Joe West as Pirates trainer Brad Henderson and first base coach Carlos Garcia checked on Pedro Alvarez. He's fine. He's still in the ball game, but they came out to check on him. And then as John Russell was leaving, he went over and discussed whatever issue it was with Joe West. Joel Hanrahan facing Bonifacio.
John Russell getting Hanrahan an inning here and perhaps an inning tomorrow. See if he can't reach the century mark in terms of strikeouts.
.30 count. He's awfully close now. You see the numbers, 98. .68 and 2/3 innings. Hanrahan walks Bonifacio. Clay Hensley now up. It remains 2-0 lead, or they get one more, he'll have a save chance. Bonifacio 12 for 12 and stolen bases. 25,332 the paid attendance. The final night game of the year. Tomorrow afternoon, Brian Burris for the Pirates against Anibal Sanchez of the Florida Marlins.
A possible bunt situation here. Edwin Rodriguez get his 2-hole hitter here. Ozzie Martinez late in the game. Move a runner up into scoring position, add a third run.
Runner goes, bounce to short. Cedeno from his knee will toss to first. They can't get it out.
And he'll be lucky if they give that a base hit, because that's a play he has plenty of time to gather and throw to first base. He's got, look how much time he's got.
Gotten up.
Yeah.
Stood up.
And he is lucky, because I think they rolled a base hit. Not a good week. Not a good way to finish for Ronnie Cedeno. And again, it's one of those situations, the Pirates anticipating maybe a bunt. So they switched up the coverage there, and a hit and run situation. And typically, the right side opens up, the shortstop stays home. But with the Pirates anticipating the bunt, they switched up the coverage, and Cedeno went to covering. That's why he had to back up.
To center field, and McCutcheon, runner at second, will tag and move up. And runners at first and third, one away. Host your next special event at PNC Park. It is perfect for corporate events, weddings, bar mitzvahs, holiday parties, and more. Catering options available in the Lexus Club, the Pittsburgh Baseball Club, or the Trib Total Media Hall of Fame Club at PNC Park. Call 1-800-5-BUCKS or visit pirates.com/PNC Park events. First and third, and the batter, Dan Ugla.
Breaking ball there for a strike.
Ugla 0 for 3, couple of strikeouts. Sean Gallagher in the Pirates bullpen. Count on Ugla. Bonifacio and Martinez, the runners.
Ugla has seen a bunch of breaking balls here. I think Joel could get him with a fastball now. Mentioned earlier, Ugla getting tied up. A lot of fastballs been thrown by him this series.
Three-two count. Goes from first, and a strikeout is called. Home plate umpire said that Ugla offered. It'll be a stolen base for Martinez. And 2 outs.
Well, 3-2 breaking ball again, and Ugla didn't think he went out. If Chris Snyder comes up and throws this ball right here, they get a double play. You know, with Ugla walking in front of him and impeding, you know, his throw, especially, I mean, I guess if he doesn't make contact, perhaps they don't get the call, and I don't think he had much of a chance of throwing him out. But if he throws in that situation, and Ugla walking in front of him like that,
take another look here.
Borderline check swing there, but
Snyder could have just thrown it right into his back.
Yep.
He walked right in front of him.
Actually, he goes back to first.
Yeah.
He doesn't get thrown out. Obviously. Was confused again.
Strikeout would stood, obviously, right. And then send Martinez back. Be a nice finish for Hammerhand. We were able to get Sanchez, keep it a 2-0 deficit, and register that 100th strikeout.
Yep. He wants to do it with the breaking ball, it seems like. Not being very aggressive with the fastball. A bunch of sliders getting thrown up there. Hung that one, left it down the middle. Trying to get it down and away. That's where catcher Snyder does. That ball just spins up there right in the middle. You see Sanchez's reaction like, why didn't I pull the trigger?
Oh. In the dirt. 3-2. Three and 2 the count. 3-2 on Sanchez with Stanton on deck. Down 2. Reaching out, hitting a fly ball, foul.
Another slider. Snyder going to go out to talk with Joel. And he got 96, 97 in there. He just doesn't seem to want to throw it tonight.
Gabby Sanchez leads all rookies with 85 runs batted in. Tonight he's popped to second, walked, and reached on Ronnie Cedeno's error. And he went to, well, no, it wasn't. I thought it was a fastball. No, it was a breaking ball that he offered at it. It struck him out. That's 100 for Hanrahan, a 2-0 lead for Florida. Including the 2010 season, but the 2011 campaign begins on the road in Chicago and then St. Louis, the home opener against the Colorado Rockies. Thursday afternoon, April the 7th, 3 with Colorado, then 3 with Milwaukee. The Phillies will visit PNC Park in June. Interleague play against Baltimore and Boston in June. Fan Appreciation Weekend against the Reds, September 23rd to the 25th. Call 1-800-5BUCKS or go to Pirates.com and look at the entire 2011 schedule. Pirates will be back here in Miami in April of next year.
Nice.
Down 2 and Clay Hensley tries to save it for Brian Sanchez.
Jones getting out of the way of that pitch, lifting the arms, but called a strike.
Clay Hensley pitched 1 scoreless inning on Thursday. He came on in relief of Sandy Rosario after the rookie was very ineffective, and he strikes out Garrett Jones to start the ninth.
Assortment of breaking pitches, good changeup, curveball, sneaky quick with the fastball.
Bowker has 2 of the Pirate hits. runs, 5 hits for the Fish. No runs, 5 hits for the Pirates. The Pirates haven't gotten a hit since Ronnie Cedeno's 1-out single in the 4th.
Pirates, one time, 1 inning back in the 2nd, did they have runners in scoring position. Marlins bullpen just shutting down the offense.
Yeah, and that includes the starter.
Yeah.
It's really been 5 relievers that shut down the Bucs to this point. Jorge Sosa, an emergency start. 4 innings, allowed the 5 hits. 2 walks, 1 intentional. Brian Sanchez pitched a perfect 5th and 6th inning. Six up and 6 down for him. Jose Veras a 1-2-3-7. Leo Nunez walked a man in his 8th inning of scoreless relief, and now Clay Hensley aiming for his 6th save. Walks Bowker. And it's Cedeno to the plate. In case you missed it, Chicago Cubs interviewed Bob Melvin today in Houston. Second meeting between the Chicago Cubs and Bob Melvin. Potential replacement for Mike Quade. Quade will also be interviewed. Walk-off RBI single in the 11th for Matt Holliday. The Cardinals beat the Rockies. Tim Stauffer and the Padres beat the Giants 4-2. Vance Worley went 5 innings of shutout ball in the victory over the Atlanta Braves. What an interesting Sunday it'll be.
Yeah, there'll be some tension. San Francisco and in Atlanta.
Ball, 1 strike on Cedeno. The Padres could sweep the Giants with a win tomorrow. And if the Braves win tomorrow against the Phillies, all 3 teams would be 91-71, and that would set up a pair of 1-game playoffs. First for the National League West title in San Diego on Monday, and then in Atlanta, the wild card on Tuesday. If the Padres win tomorrow and the Phillies beat the Braves, Padres, this ball hit in the air to right, a 2nd out. And Delwyn Young will bat for Chris Snyder. The Padres would win the West in that scenario. And the Giants would win the wild card. So a lot on the line tomorrow as Clay Hensley looks for this final out, facing pinch hitter Delwyn Young. Hensley, chance to pick up save number 6. The former Padre. Parts of 4 seasons in a San Diego uniform. Ryan Doman, who is 4 for 7 in his career against Hensley, is on deck.
That one can keep her going here. Get that big hole on that right side. He's got pop. He's hit some dramatic late inning homers.
And up the middle, Doman will come to the plate. With the chance to give the Pirates the lead with 1 swing. We mentioned that Doman has not started since Tuesday. Comes to the plate with 2 on and 2 out in the top of the 9th.
And he's hit some late inning homers, dramatic shots.
And
Randy St. Clair, the Marlins pitching coach, going to go out and talk to Hensley and give him a game plan here as far as how to attack Ryan Doumit.
After the game, the AGH Sports Medicine Pirates postgame with highlights and analysis. Dan Potash and Kent Jacoby standing by in the studio. See if Doumit can't deliver.
Marlins in the outfield, extremely deep. Not too terribly deep, I guess, in left field with Morrison, but center and right playing against the double. First baseman Gabby Sanchez, about a body length from the line.
13 home runs for Doumit, 45 runs batted in. Dirt, so move the runners up 90 feet. That's big. Now a pinch hit single even could tie it.
Yeah, makes things interesting. And I wonder now, does John Russell go to his bench to pinch run for Delwyn Young?
Yeah, see if Pedro Siriaco doesn't come out right now, because Young doesn't have that kind of speed. Siriaco could score easily on a base hit.
I'm a little surprised he wasn't out there at first.
See if they don't go to him now. Not going to. Second and third. Doumit can deliver here. Oh, 1 and 2.
Big cut way out in front. Marlins move in a bit now in the outfield.
Him out looking. The Pirates are shut out. As Doumit strikes out looking. Clay Hensley his 6th save, and the Marlins have won 2 of the first 3 of this series.
Hensley, not a hard thrower, has an assortment of breaking pitches, and they're a breaking ball that Ryan Doumit probably thought was going to stay up. But you see on that side, it stays below the letters. Angel Hernandez rings him up, and it's a shame. Charlie Morton pitched well enough to win. He was at times dominant today, but the offense just couldn't get anything going against an assortment of relievers from the Marlins.
Next broadcast of Pirates baseball tomorrow afternoon. Game number 162 and the finale of the schedule till spring training. Pitching matchup tomorrow, Brian Burris against Anibal Sanchez. Coverage begins with a Trib Total Media Pirates pregame at 12:30. Then John Wehner will join Tim Neverett for the call at 1. Once again, our final score, the Marlins flank the Bucks 2-0. For John Wehner and our entire FSN crew, Greg Brown saying thanks for watching. Stay tuned. The AGH Sports Medicine Pirates postgame is now.